upgrade, because The View is live. Hitting a wall? Trump's rush to make good on his 100-day plan promises. Could his latest demand on the border wall shut down the government?
You want to talk? I'm here. Don't need you.
And mom star Allison Janney reveals if this former West Wing press secretary has any tips for Sean Spicer. Plus, view your deals feeling the Oprah effect with at least half off her latest batch of favorite things. The House of Hot Topics is in session with Whoopi, Sunny Hostin, Joy Behar, Sarah Haynes, and Jedediah Bila. Now, let's get things started.
The new guy is about to hit. I say the new guy is about to hit the 100-day mark with the lowest approval rating of any president in the last 72 years. But 96% of the people who voted for him are sticking with him. They like what he's doing. What are they seeing that other people are not?
I talked to a lot of people around the country, and my family. You know, my dad voted for Donald Trump. It wasn't his favorite candidate, but he voted for him. I have a lot of family members that, when they speak to it, they speak about, first, the Supreme Court. Neil Gorsuch was big for them. A lot of them didn't like Trump, but felt that they needed a representative of constitutional values on the Supreme Court.
Yeah, but why are they giving Trump credit for that? That should go to Mitch McConnell, who changed the rules in the Senate and forced him in.
But it goes to the Trump, because if Hillary had won, we probably wouldn't be looking at Gorsuch. So
no,
they
we'd have that other guy
the
who
Trump
was perfectly
presidency
capable.
To Gorsuch. They talk about
Merrick Garland.
Right. Well, that's true. The Keystone Pipeline is important. Removing blockage to the Keystone Pipeline. They talk about national security, for example. Strong action in Syria. We drew that red line a long time ago, didn't act on it. Trump acted on it. This bomb in Afghanistan that sends a message to terrorists and takes out underground terrorist havens, mother of all bombs. They see strong national security. They see a commitment to border security. For example, hiring more Border Patrol agents on the border, reinforcing the support that the Border Patrol agents have. This wall is a whole other conversation about who's going to pay for it, but a commitment to border security when you have drugs and gangs and women who are coming across the border and being sexually assaulted as they come through, putting a stop to all of that. Those are just a few of the things I hear. And what they're waiting on is healthcare reform and tax reform, which is huge.
I spent this weekend in Dallas interviewing a pastor at a mega church and many of the congregants, and they completely agree. I asked them to score Donald Trump's first 100 days, A-. And it was sort of interesting to me because I said, how do you square your Christian values with this person who has been so divisive? His rhetoric has been just vulgar. He's talking about grabbing women by the genitals. And I was basically told I voted for platform rather than person. And these were kind, gracious, lovely people. These weren't like lunatics.
So these are not the ones that they now say a lot of the Trump voters voted because of racism.
This was one of the most diverse churches I have ever seen.
So that's not this group.
No.
Yeah. Also, overregulation. People feel that the EPA...
This EPA stuff, you know, none of those people, I'm sure, could name any of those things that have come into being or tell you why they came into being.
I asked
Part of the problem that we have had with companies is that they didn't do what needed to be done for the people who are working there. Now, people keep saying, you know, he's bringing back coal. What is coal doing? Why, you know, look, you know, they voted for him.
On that point, it's more an argument I hear about waste and fraud and abuse in government bureaucracy.
Regulation, that's what I heard this weekend.
Meaning that it's taxpayer money that's often going to things, not that they don't care about the environment. I think there's a misconception that Trump voters don't care about the environment. They do.
But you don't understand. Here's the thing. You can't just vote on the policy. You're voting on the man and his platform. You can't, you can't pick and choose. You know? And I'm sorry, you know, I'm sure these are very nice people.
They were lovely.
You know, what they're voting for is a policy in America that we have fought for years not to continue.
What
The
policy?
policy of divisiveness.
Oh.
Yeah, you know, we don't segregate people by their religion.
I'll be
We
interested
don't-
to see beyond the 100-day, because at this point, I think a lot of people that didn't support him still are like, do you guys not see the same thing we're looking at? And then other people, like you said,
No, they see
hardworking, decent people that see something else. What I'm curious about is that right now, I haven't seen things push through. I understand what you're both saying, but I'm still frustrated as all get out. And so I want to see a little longer when there's proof that either they're going to say, oh, he's not doing it, or we're going to say, wow, I was wrong.
But I was watching CNN this morning, and they had this tape of Trump supporters. So not all of them are on his team. So can we roll that tape? Do they have it?
Roll that
Pull the
beautiful.
wool over President Trump's eyes. He is not a politician, and I can reiterate what Susan's saying, where I was in the House and I sat at local levels. Although you want everything to come out just exactly perfect the way you want it, you sometimes have to compromise to get it done.
He said, okay, we're going to go on to tax reform. We're going to put health care off to the side. And we're going to go ahead and wait till Obamacare explodes, and then we'll see how they like this bill. And that, to me, did not sound like the words of a man that had the best interests of the American people at hand.
See, so that's
That's interesting.
right.
I mean, I will say the other thing that I heard, and this piece is going to be on Nightline this week. What I heard from the folks in Dallas was, why judge him by 100 days? Not enough time. It's an arbitrary deadline.
Because
and
it's what we,
they don't
you know
think
what?
it's enough
That's all we
time.
got right
Listen,
now.
that's all we've got. And I have to tell you, you know, all these very nice, kind people, when you see what all of this breaks down to, when you try to figure out why kids are not getting meals in the afternoon, when you're trying to figure out why veterans who are getting themselves together with programs made by the NEA, when you see all that disappear, keep in mind, when he says he's getting rid of stuff, you need to do your homework and see exactly what he's talking
because
about.
otherwise we
this
don't wanna
is
hear
not-
it.
You
Well, I
know,
think it's all-
I get it, but
I think the coverage is always on the big issues. We talk about the health care,
Yes.
which he talked about, the tax reform, the wall. But it's the little things that are frustrating me. It's that rollback on when we talked about forced arbitration that bans companies from keeping people silent if they've been harassed at work.
Yeah.
That was a big one for me. The pesticides in the ground was a big one.
That's
So it's kind
terrible.
of like he's doing these little things while we're all looking at the big things.
Yeah,
and
no,
those
right.
are the damning
Gotta
ones.
pay
Well, he's attacking, and making a big thing about Syria. You brought that up. I don't really see what he's accomplished
In terms of Syria, in terms of airstrikes,
I heard again this weekend, it's about the strength of America. They felt that...
And
that
keeping your
this is-
promises.
That he kept his promises, and he showed that he not only cared about children because they were gassed, but that he showed that it's a
cares
strong
about-
America.
And so it doesn't say to them, oh, he cares about children now that he's seen he didn't see the pictures obviously before, because now he knows what the Syrian refugees are fleeing from. Is that what that means?
I asked that question,
What is- and what they
and the
say?
response, I said, doesn't it seem hypocritical that he would bomb Syria, but the very children that are fleeing that type of violence, he won't accept in this country? And the response, that's a valid criticism. The response was, listen, we can send ministry groups over there to help them in Syria, but we have to protect our country first.
Keep in mind, our country has had fewer issues than any other country going, and that is because the promise that was kept, that was made 8 years ago, we were trying to get out of 2 wars. Everybody said, no, we can't get out of those wars. I'm sorry, this new guy is talking about, putting up a wall now that we're going to pay for. See, this is the thing. I don't like bait and switch. I told you I didn't want to pay for
He
the
said
damn wall.
Mexico's paying for it.
I said I'm not paying for the wall.
Mexico is not paying for it.
Mexico is not paying for this wall. No, and they have been very clear about it. So with all this tax reform that he says he's doing this week, who's going to end up paying all of this?
Maybe Jared and Ivanka could pay for it. They've got the cash.
Well, so does he. He's the guy that didn't pay any taxes.
It's going to be $26 billion to build the wall.
The point is that people who are coming into this country are flying in. He'd have to build a wall 40,000 feet high. And they're making
Don't
tunnels.
even tell him that, because
give him ideas.
you'll start doing it. We'll be right back.
This week, you want hot topics? You know you do. Well, then tell them, Whoopi.
We'll get to Hot Topics right now.
And for the first time, Caitlyn Jenner comes to The View and joins the table live. Plus, Governor John Kasich is heating up our political view. Yeah! And we're hanging with these strong, fearless women. Kelly Osbourne, Facebook's Sheryl Sandberg, and Salma Hayek. Wow. Plus, Dr. Phil comes to our house.
Wait! There's more!
Because Friday is
Sky Day Friday. You like that? It's very catchy, isn't it?
And we are laughing it up with Dr. Ken.
TGIF.
It's all new this week on the Emmy-nominated View. Still ahead, mom star Allison Janney talks about her celebrity encounter with Donald Trump. And a special Oprah edition of View Your Deal with at least half off her latest favorite things.
Just as an FYI, they're talking about maybe shutting down the government because of this new edition of having to pay for this wall. So I don't understand why we're always the ones that get banged for this.
Well,
it always hits the people.
They seem to be trying to make a deal with the Democrats so that Democrats will compromise and then they'll get their wall. But the truth of the matter is that the Republicans themselves are divided about spending money on this boondoggle.
It's $26
So the
billion.
Democrats just have to sit there and look cute.
Well, conservatives constantly say they're not going to let any of their tax dollars go towards anything to do with maybe abortion. Why can liberals not say, or Democrats say, I'm not going to be a part of this friggin' wall? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's right.
If they, you feel the
He said over and over and over again during the campaign, Mexico's going to pay for the wall. Mexico's going to. And then, remember after the former Mexican president, Quesada, he said that Mexico's not going to pay for that.
For that damn wall.
Bleep, bleep, bleep wall. And then a couple of days later, our president speaks to Mexico's president, but they don't talk about the wall. He doesn't bring up the fact that Mexico.
Because when you're a bully and you got a guy who say, yeah, bring that wall, go ahead and bring the wall up.
Exactly.
He's not going to do it.
It also doesn't work oftentimes when you have these giant bills that try to group everything together. The border security bill really needs to be handled on its own separately because there's no way to, oftentimes you see these bills that have 50 things in them. But I was going to say something before that I think is important, which is that I think what's significant about this is that we're opening up a dialogue and having a conversation. There were a lot of people in this last election on both sides of the aisle that I don't think felt heard. I think there were people who backed Hillary who maybe didn't love Hillary Clinton but were supporting her policies. There were people who backed Trump because they cared deeply about these issues, but they don't like his character. Yes. And I think the two sides didn't meet, and there was a lot of pointing fingers. And I think before, when you talked about the divisiveness and how you view some of this stuff related to Muslims or however he's spoken as divisive, there are other people that say, you know what? I agree maybe with the way he approached it, but I care about this wall for this reason, and I care about these countries that don't have proper vetting for this reason.
Yeah,
so
but
just opening the dialogue.
They bought into what he said, and that's the problem.
But they support
They will see very shortly.
I'm sorry,
Nothing's going to get done.
if you can support policies that have created more separation in this country, that are out to destroy cultural ideas because maybe they're too liberal, like the NEA. I'm sorry, look, you didn't have to love President Obama, but he never talked about you as a white person. He never talked about you as a Mexican. President Obama sent more people back than any president ever. Yeah. So to say he's soft on that means that that folks haven't done their homework.
But also, I was watching this guy who is going back and leaving his children here because they stopped him on a DUI. He didn't hurt anybody, but, they stopped him. I think that these cases need to be dealt with on an individual basis.
But they're not doing it. That's not how they're going to do it.
They're breaking apart these families.
And this is the family values party.
Yeah, they're breaking apart families. But what's also interesting, if it's going to cost $26 billion, why not put that kind of money into our infrastructure, our airports, our roads, right?
He's going to do that too. He's got to
do
We've
that.
got to take that border wall out of this budget, because the fact that it is so divisive, we cannot afford, as poorly as we think some of us think he's doing, we cannot afford a government shutdown while everything that's going on in Syria, North Korea. We can't be looking like we're operating at half capacity.
You can even do it in a better way, because if you look at India, India has Pakistan right there, a very difficult border situation. You know what they just did? Rather than build a $26 billion wall, they're using a laser wall. They're using technology so that when anyone tries to cross it, the laser beeps. So they're putting their money into infrastructure and technology.
That's a great point.
And that makes a lot more sense than building a brick and mortar
But
wall.
when you have somebody who is not, whose whole thing is about Twitter and what's on television,
Optics.
he's not, you know, he's not thinking about, okay, how do I really put money back in people's pockets? Well, as you know, I'm a big fan of, you know, take away that student debt. Get rid of that student debt. Find a way to make that student debt work for us instead of hinder people to the nth degree, and stop taxing people who can't afford any more taxes. Middle class can't take it.
He says he's going to lower everybody's taxes. The
you
truth
know,
of the
but
matter is
he's-
that people have lower taxes as it is in the middle class and the lower classes.
No.
It's the rich who are going to get the really good tax break.
Well, but why?
That's
I don't understand why the people who actually support the nation aren't getting the same amount of tax cuts as the very, very wealthy. The fact that the very, very wealthy are here doesn't mean that they're all paying their taxes, as we found out from our president. Okay?
To understand an economic truth also, that the more money you have, the more you spend, which keeps the economy going. He doesn't get that somehow.
But you get it, and that's why
The
we're
rich
going
don't
right
spend
now.
their money on anything.
Not for nothing, but sometimes we get wonderful people in our audience, along with our wonderful audience members. So my friend is in the audience, and I'm going to point her out because she doesn't want me to. Look at Jennifer Lewis sitting right there. That's right. So there you go. So Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard aren't shy about calling out each other online, and she just posted photos criticizing his latest purchase, a three-wheeled motorcycle along with baby helmets for their two daughters.
It's right in front. That looks like fun, actually.
I like that.
That's great.
And he got the helmets, but there are other things that people have problems with. Isn't that true, Sonny?
Well, you know, when we moved into our home, my husband decided that he needed a tool shed in the bathroom, which is the very first bathroom when you walk into our home. You see this?
Oh my God!
It's the very first bathroom when you walk in. And we argued about it for a couple of months, and I was like, can you put the tools in the basement? I don't want to put the tools in the basement. Can you put the tools in the garage? I got to walk across the driveway. I don't want to put the tools in the garage. Can you put the tools? And he dug his heels in. I thought he was doing it to spite me, but then I realized, like, guys...
He hasn't given you that much thought, babe.
He just wanted the tools in the bathroom.
That's
Guys,
so cute.
it's so weird.
I love
Dudes
Annie.
come into the house, they go to the bathroom, they're like, nice bathroom, man. And then Jed walked in and was like, what is this? I was like, I don't know.
Bob the Builder in the
I thought I missed something. Like I was in the garage. I didn't know where I was.
Maybe he's doing something, you know, in the bathroom.
I don't know. He fixes stuff around the house. He needed the tools.
Aren't good for that.
You never know.
People are you cut yourself off if
Men
you're not
have, men have some crazy
And
fetishes.
it's interesting because I asked the guys around our show. I asked our co-EP Brian. Brian, you liked the bathroom.
Yeah, I mean, that's a practical room. That's a room where you take care of business of all kinds.
That's what the guys say. That's what the guys say, and I will never understand it. But
Does he use them though? Is it if it?
oh, he goes in and out.
All right,
He goes
well,
in and out of there.
at least that.
That's
Because
tough to do.
I would think it would
No,
be
it's
very
good.
hard to sand and wipe.
We had a.
It's
What
weird.
if you forget, right? There you are, and you think, oh, yeah, okay. I got...
It's a dangerous combination in our marriage.
It could be very, very bizarre.
People keep asking what the men keep that the women don't, and I realize I'm the Dax Shepard in the relationship. I kept this one set of plates that are pink and orange. They're like a Jonathan Adler Macy's set that I love. And Max has moved them one by one further. He goes, we've never bought plates together. I said, because these work fine. There's nothing wrong with them. He's like, they're pink and orange, and they're really beautiful. He's now hidden them in the top shelf, and he's like, you've got to let it go.
Really?
Yeah.
Let
He's like,
those go.
they're pretty. I'm going to send you a picture.
Sometimes
I do have. I
Well,
let
it's probably like food anyway, so you don't know what it's going to look
a
like.
good yard sale item.
That's right. You know, I went to see Charlie and the Chocolate Factory this week. I don't know if you guys. It is the best mix of the book and the movie. The music's fun. You know, it's at the Luntfontein Theater. Christian Boyle as Willy Wonka and Jackie Hoffman. Fabulous. That's Miss TV.
Well, she's in that show Feud
she's also
now.
in Feud. But it's wonderful. And you take the kids, just know that the kids that you take should be probably 7-ish.
Okay.
There's well, no, there's just one scene that is kind of like the,
Like the movie with the
I don't want to give it away because it's so good. And honey, the one thing I'm gonna tell you is you're gonna be very happy with the Oompa Loompas. We'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Allison Janney. I'm starring in the new production of 6 Degrees of Separation on Broadway. It's about how we're all connected. Find out how you're connected to me and give me a call at 555.
Allison Janney is a 7-time Emmy winner, star of the hit sitcom Mom, and she's back on Broadway in the brilliant revival of 6 Degrees of Separation. Please welcome one of the funniest women ever, Miss Allison Janney.
Don't spank glasses.
Everybody knows.
Everybody knows.
So now, I'm supposed to ask you about some run-in you had with the new guy in office?
Oh, yes. Speaking of, doing 6 Degrees of Separation, I was doing I got cast on a Woody Allen movie, one of my first. My dream comes true.
Celebrity.
And I was playing a real estate agent, and I was sitting in it was like a big wedding. I don't even remember what it was, but it was a big party, and I was sitting at a table, and I had to say the word TRIPLEX.
Triplex.
Okay, well. I said triplex.
I would have said triplex.
And I did. We did one take, and Woody Allen comes over to me and says, "Is it triplex or triplex?" And I go, "Well, I've always said triplex." And he said, "Well, you better find out." And turned around and I walked off, and I was like, "Wow, I just got schooled in front of a whole table filled with." When he was kind of, I think he was, testing me, and one of the background artists said, "I think that man who does real estate is sitting over at that other table across the way." And sure enough, Donald Trump was doing a cameo, and he's in it. He did a cameo. So I got up, I marched right over to Mr. Trump. I said, "Excuse me, Donald Trump, I'm Allison Janney. Is it triplex or triplex?" And he thought about it, and he said, "Triplex." And I came back, and then, that was that. But that was my one encounter with...
And they say he doesn't know anything. You see? It's amazing. The guy is brilliant. He knows that. So, you played a very much loved character on The West Wing, C.J. Quinn. And she is the rather composed, Sean Spicer of the show.
Yeah. Well, listen, I was in the cockpit with Aaron Sorkin as my pilot. He's in the cockpit with someone I'm not sure who knows if they know how to fly a plane.
Right.
Sorry, but I don't. It's a difficult job, even if you're working for a president that has a high approval rating.
Yeah.
And it is. You have to be a servant of two masters: the president and the press and the people. You have to. It's a very difficult
Well, they
tightrope.
say about Sean Spicer that he only really has an audience of one. That he only cares if Donald is actually watching him and if he pleases him. Did you get that note from Aaron Sorkin? No.
I did not. But listen, the best thing about Sean Spicer is Melissa McCarthy, because
Oh, yeah. She's great. She is so funny.
It's so good. That's the one positive thing that I think is
So good. And talking about so good, I got to see you last week in 6 Degrees
Oh,
of
you did?
Separation. You are so good in it.
Thank
Your
you.
comedic timing, just everything is fantastic. And it's really kind of a play that's relevant now, considering alternative facts and fake news.
Yeah, when I read this play again, it feels like it was written just this year in some ways. There are a few things that are dated, but mostly you cannot. It's sort of even more profound that things are resonating still today, and it really hits you in a deeper way, I think, than maybe those that saw it the first time around. But one of Ouisa's lines, the character I play, is she says, "We have to have truth." And I read that and it hit me, like I could almost start crying, because I thought, I think about what truth is now, and it's like, it's a very, what's going on in the world makes you feel very unmoored and unsafe. I feel very, like, how can you not, I need to know that this is a cup filled with water.
Right.
Yeah.
And people are telling me that is not a cup filled, it makes
They're
you feel
gaslighting us.
insane. They're gaslighting. I feel a little paranoid and a little, so
But you know what it is. You know what it is.
I know it's
You know that's... Well, the 6 Degrees of Separation has become ingrained in pop culture. We've all heard of the 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what is your bacon number?
My bacon number is 1.
Whoa!
Kevin Bacon and I did I'm going to be very name droppy here because it's a fun story how I met him.
Tell us.
I was doing a play reading in Joanne Woodward and Paul Newman's apartment on the Upper East Side.
Oh, you're going big right out of the gate.
Yeah. And I did a reading with Kevin and his lovely wife Kira, and we I don't even remember what the play was. All I knew that it was like so cool that I was sitting there. And I remember it was right when cell phones were new. Right. I saw Kevin on the cell phone. I was like, oh, I'll never be one of those people that I was always so judgy
Was
about
it a big one? Like
it was a big, it was like,
I had one of those.
it's so funny. It was stuck in my mind, though, that watching him on a cell phone and thinking, you know, that's just tacky. We can't be, you know, got to. Where's my phone?
Now, you've won 2 Emmys for your role as Bonnie and Mom. Congratulations on that. Anna Faris plays your daughter. And you're both, this is fascinating to me because you're both recovering addicts. And it's a sitcom, which is an enormous challenge, in my opinion. But this week's episode is about the aftermath of a sexual assault. Let's take a look.
You doing all right?
Yeah,
If you want to talk, I'm here.
don't need you.
Okay.
Are you sure? I think you need to talk about it. Mom, it was a long time ago. I'm fine.
Yeah, but I wasn't there for you a long time ago. Let me be here for you now.
You're here. You're extremely here. Let's go to sleep.
Going to sleep.
Wow. That's great. Now, you handled this with humor, but we've been talking a lot about sexual assault, sexual harassment, particularly with the Bill O'Reilly stuff coming out. Is it difficult to handle this stuff on television, and how important is it to address it in that medium?
The one thing about our show, Mom, is that we don't shy away from dealing with anything that happens to people in life. These people, the backdrop of the show are these women in recovery, and how life doesn't stop happening to you just because you're in recovery and you're doing something good for yourself. And we deal with everything that happens in one's life, the tragedies and the sexual assaults, this event that happened to Anna Faris's character, and we deal with it with honesty and with humor, which I think is the best way to get through any tragedy in life, is to find the humor in it, and humor heals, and that's what I'm very proud about our show, that we do that. You know,
So, I'm supposed to remind you that we made a movie together in 1996.
I'll never forget it.
God. Thanks for the remembrance. The Associate. And there's a scene about it, about sexism in the workplace. Take a look.
We get another round. You like her breasts? What? I'm thinking about having mine done. Why? Why not? It helps. Next time you're at a really important business meeting, try showing some cleavage. See what a difference a chest makes. Excuse me.
Isn't it crazy that we're still having these conversations?
Remember how long that scene took to shoot, too?
Yeah, it felt days, I believe. And it wasn't because we weren't good. It was just people kept reshooting dancers.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I remember you saying that. I was like, this scene shouldn't take this long.
No, this is we are like 4 days in this scene. Why are we still in it? Why are we still in the strip joint? They're like, no, we have to get it right.
Oh my God.
See, that penny dropped in you.
I was done. So, come back as often as you want to. You're always welcome.
Thank you, Whoopi.
You can see 6 Degrees of Separation now at the Barrymore Theater. Be sure to catch Mom on Thursday nights, and we'll be right back.
Next. But today's has Oprah's seal of approval. We partnered with vendors for at least half off her latest favorite things, but it's only while supplies last. So let's get shopping with the creative director of O Magazine, Adam Glassman.
Hi. I have great stuff for Mother's Day.
I love this.
And I'm going to tell you about the first thing. The Veggie Bullet is going to change your kitchen. It's going to transform your kitchen. This will slice, it will shred, it will spiralize, and it's a blender all in one.
It does all of these things?
All of this stuff. So, in 10 seconds, you could take a zucchini, and you can spiralize and make pasta. You could take the entire head of cauliflower and make rice, all with the press of a button. 1, 2, 3. You like to cook.
Well, I'm just starting. I'm just starting.
Honestly, you need this.
So this would make it easier for me.
Really easy. Originally, the price is $150. The deal is 50% off, $75. Honestly, fantastic. Okay, also fantastic is this gorgeous jewelry. When I showed this to Oprah, she thought it was real fine jewelry.
I love it.
It's from Addison Weeks. No, it's only 24-karat plated gold with colored gemstones. You have posts, you have hanging earrings, you have bangles, you have bracelets. Here, try these on.
Yeah.
You can mix and match. Timeless, elegant, they'll last forever. And people are going to think these are real. Okay. A lot of bang for your buck.
Oprah did.
No, Oprah did. Originally, the prices are $64 to $238. We're going to do 50% off, $32 to $98.
Oh, that's amazing.
Mom will love it. Addison Weeks. Mom will love it. Okay, this is ingenious. How many people out there have pierced ears and you have one ear that droops?
It always droops.
It always droops. This is going to change the drooping. This is going to get your earrings to stand upright, face forward. No, it will. It instantly.
They're going to stand at attention, people.
They will. Because many times you have an earring, one will go off this way, one will go that way.
So how much are they?
These are $50 normally, $25 today. You could use them on everything.
That's amazing.
No, they're ingenious. Honestly, ingenious.
And because you have so much use for them, Adam, I
don't. But literally, I put them on Oprah, and she's like, look, my earrings are standing straight.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're great. From Aromaflage, this is perfect for this time of year. This is fragrance with a function. The function, I might say, is actually, there's bug repellent built right into it. But it doesn't smell like bug repellent. It keeps the mosquitoes away. You could wear fragrance all summer long because many times we're afraid to do that.
We always avoid it because it attracts the bugs.
Of course. Beautiful scents, vanilla, orange, cedarwood. You have a travel size you could just throw in your purse, full size, or a candle. Prices are normally from $30 to $65. Today they're going to be $15 to $32.50. So you could have it outside. Oh, it's ingenious.
It's the season.
Okay, Oprah fell in love with H2O products when she was visiting David Copperfield. He has these in all of his bathrooms.
Okay.
These are great.
Things I didn't know.
Things you didn't know. Fun fact. Okay. It uses pure water to deliver these really performance-driven formulas that make you look younger and more radiant. Beautiful scents. Beautiful scents, really clean, really fresh. A little goes a long way. Normally the prices are $15 to $44. Today the deal is going to be $7.50.
And you can never have too many beauty products.
You can never have enough. Okay, this is an Oprah classic.
Okay, this looks like a dog collar.
No, it is called the O keyring. No relation to O, actually. But we put them in the magazine. People love them so much that I wanted all the viewers to see them.
Wait, what is it?
Oh, this is for women on the go.
That'd be me.
Yep. You want to be hands-free.
Okay.
It's a great key ring. Imagine this. You got your toddler in one hand, bags in the other. You can't find your keys. You wear it as a bangle. And that's it. Or you're going out for a walk.
You can run with it.
You could run with it. You're going out for a walk. You have pants without pockets. You just put this on. You're ready to go.
That's cute.
Genuine leather. Beautiful colors. Large enough that you won't lose in your bag.
Yeah.
They're really great. Really
How
great.
much are they?
$55 normally. Today they're going to be $27.50 at 50%.
That is awesome. A big thank you to Adam Glassman. The clock is ticking. People, you have 24 hours to grab any of these exclusive deals at viewyourdeal.com. And members of the audience are going home with skincare from H2O Plus Beauty and a copy of O Magazine. We'll be right back. I love it.
After he faces the public tonight in a town hall about Trump's America, Ohio Governor John Kasich's given his political view tomorrow. And Kelly Osbourne unfiltered. Her battles with drug addiction, fame, and the disease that almost killed her.
So welcome back. You know, the new Disney nature movie, Born in China, is an emotional, stunning look at animals in the wilds of China. The movie helps benefit World Wildlife Fund, and so does a line of plush toys carried by Disney stores, which members of our audience are all getting. You're all getting, you know? So we want to say thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. We want you to have a great day.
Take a little